So hi guys, so today we would be looking at functional APIs. Uh, if you don't know about functional APIs, I would just demonstrate every single part from scratch in this video. So in this lab, basically we will see how to build model with functional syntax. You will be building one functional sequential API and see how you can do the same with functional API. Both will arrive at the same architecture and you can train it, evaluate it as usual. So the first thing we are going to do we are going to just connect to the GPU. I would just go here, click and do reconnect. This will make sure that our notebook is connected to a GPU for fast training and evaluation. So before starting, we would need to import all our libraries, that is TensorFlow and plot model and the normal Keras API. So once we connect it to GPU, we would simply run this cell and as you can see the MPIs have been imported. Now we would first see the traditional method that we have been using. What we used to do, we used to define model with default. You used to write model here, and then we used to write keras.sequential, and inside that we used to define all our layers, that is flattened layer, dense layer, and another dense layer. And inside this this is the first input layer, this is the hidden layer, and this is the output layer, and we used to simply run this. But this is not the only way of defining the model architecture. If you want to define it using sequential class to build a model, here is how you can define. We will first define a normal class, and inside which we would write sequential models equals to keras dot models dot sequential. And as you can see here, things were a bit different, here things are a bit different. And similarly we would define all the layers. You can see keras dot layer, it's same as here. So we will also run this. And the third way of defining a model is using functional API. The same model that you have implemented in the above both methods would be implemented here. What we are doing here, we are defining a functional syntax, that is the build model with functional. And inside this we would first initiate the first input tensor layer. So what is this? Input layer equals to tf.keras.input, the shape 28 by 28. Here we can see this is the first input layer, and inside this we would stack the layers using syntax layer, that is new layer. So the flatten layer would be flatten layer, and you must be thinking that why we have written input layer here. So basically we have to define that whenever we write flatten layer tf.keras.flatten, the thing we did here, dot flatten, we have to define that that after this particular layer is coming after which layer. So this particular whole flattened layer is coming after the input layer. Similarly, the first dense layer is equals to dense, and this is coming after the flattened layers, and then this is the output layer that we have defined, and this is coming after the first dense layer. So we are doing the same thing what we did here. The first flattened layer, inside which there was the input layer, and then the hidden layer was there, and then the output layer was there. There were basically two hidden, the second layer was the hidden layer. What we are doing here, we are first defining the input layer and then defining flatten layer, that is obviously after the input layer. And after that we are defining the first dense layer, which is after the flatten layer, and the output layer, which is after the first dense layer. And then we are declaring the inputs and outputs, that is the functional model is equals to model, inside which the input is equals to input layer and the output is equals to outputs layer. So this is the model API which we are using from Keras. So simply running this cell, we will now visualize the model graph. So we would first look at the functional API. Let's run this, and I would just run this particular code to see how the model is looking like. And yeah, you can see here what we did. We defined input layer, inside which we defined the flatten layer, and then the dense layer, and then another dense layer in which the output was coming out. So if you first we would make the whole model using functional API, which one is the functional API in which we defined like this, you can see. And after that we would try different models also, and we would simply run the model. And you can see I have used the basic fashion minist data set and done all the things similar to traditional methods. We have compiled the model, we have defined the loss function here. Yes, you are thinking right, just like we defined the model through our own methods, that is using this method, because till now we used everything, we were dependent on Keras for everything, but here we used our own mind for building some basic functions and functional syntax for making the whole compilation of the model. And as you can see, the model is ready. The accuracy in functional API is 89.11%, and if we look at the evaluation, it is coming to out to be 87%. So I think that's a good output. Now let's try the same thing with sequential API, because both of the model are same, hence their performance should be similar. I would just run this, and okay, this is obviously not supported for this right now. I would just run the sequential model, and after the sequential model we would be training out the model, and the training out of the model would be following this, that is model.compile, and we are going to optimize the model using Adam, and we can define our own optimizer functions and loss functions also, but for now we would be using the default one because we are already defining our own model, so things won't be getting complicated. And here you can see it is giving us 87.48. So both the models are giving us almost the same results, because we are just defining the model with different ways, but we are doing the same thing. Now let's use the default version, the traditional method that we use till now, that is defining .keras.sequential, and inside which we defined our all layers. So I would just simply run this cell and train the model, and just let's see how it works. And as you can see, the accuracy of the model would be same, I think. And this is how the three ways of defining your whole model comes: the traditional method that we were using till now, then this is the sequential API, in which we are defining a sequential class and linearly stack the layer of your models, and then this is the functional API. This one is my favorite. I would recommend you to use this, inside which we are defining the layers, and then after which stack layer we are going to fit this layer into. And as you can see, this is also giving us the accuracy on the training set as 89%, and the accuracy on validation is 87.65. So all the three models, all the three methods of defining the models gave us the same result, that is 87 point something. So we say that all the three models are performing the same? Yes, we can say that. But the difference is, when we are working on huge data sets and big productive models, we usually want to define our own ways of model, because it's possible that I would like to change this to into a different thing, or I would like to put this layer at a different place in the stack. So it's possible. Hence, I would recommend you to use functional API models. So these were the methods through which we are defining our own models using Keras functional API and Keras sequential API. And you can read about them in detail also. If you want to know the theoretical part, just simply search TensorFlow functional API, and you can go here and simply read about it in detail, that how functional API things work. You would get to know about it in detail, about all the mathematical implementation, and also about the in-depth analysis. So this was it for the video. In the next video we would also be looking at the loss function, how you can define your own loss function. It's really helpful if you want to work at your own loss function. You want to define it a specific way in which the loss is calculated. So this was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and have a nice day.